Okay, so welcome to the resources video. So I'm just going to run through some of the most common outsourcing sites that I use. I realise when you started off a business, you might be sort of lacking a little bit of cash flow. So some of the jobs in the training area you might want to do yourself just to save some cash. But if you do have the money, you can hire outsourcers to do a lot of the work for you, and it just sort of saves you a lot of time. So I'm going to run through the sort of 3 or 4 major sites that I use, and what I might also do as well is just underneath this video somewhere I might just link to some of the gigs that I use as well, so some of the ones that I recommend and have used before. That way it just sort of saves you time sort of rooting through some. But this is a video that could be around on the website for a little while, so if those gigs no longer exist, just come back to this training and just follow along how I select my outsourcers. So I'm just going to go straight in. So the first one, the first site I use is one called Conquer, and it's very similar to Fiverr, where vendors will list gigs and then you just pick the gig that you want for your job. So it's conquer.io. So just come over, say for example you want to buy say social signals, so you just come over to the search box, you just type in now social signals, and then it will just give you a list of all the gigs under there. And then what I do is just over on the right hand side, you can sort through rating, newest price, views, total orders. So what I always do is just make sure rating is selected, so that way you get all the best rated vendors right up the top there. And then what I do from now, the first 2 things that I look at is I want someone that's got a history with this gig. So someone with a lot of orders. So this guy here, he's had 121. This one has had 100. This one has only had 1. This one has only got 0. So these 2 I wouldn't even go near. So I never choose a vendor if it's got to have at least 5 positive reviews. Anything under that, I don't go near it. So these are the 2 that I would have the closest look at. The second thing I would have a look at is the amount of negative reviews. So this one's got 2 negative reviews and that's got 0. So again, what I would do is just have a look what's offered on each of these gigs. So this one is only $5, this one's 18. So I'd want to see why this one is more expensive. It might be a higher quality. So I would just compare between the 2 and then just make my judgment off what they're offering. And also I normally just come in, if they do have a couple of negative reviews, I do come back in, just have a look, have a read through what they're offering. Okay, so this one's going to be social signals. So basically social signals is just sharing your website, around Facebook, Twitter, and all the big social profiles, platforms, sorry. So what I would do is just have a look at those negative reviews, and the way you do that is you just come down at the bottom and then you just sort by worst reviews, and then that'll bring up the worst reviews under there. So what I'll do anyways, I will underneath this video, as I say, I'll just list the vendors that I've used before. But if by the time you watch this video they're no longer offering that service, then just come back and watch this video and just select the vendors how I do. So yeah, just through the ratings and what they're got on offer. So that's the first website I used. The second one is a website called Upwork. So this used to be called Odesk and Elance, and they merged into Upwork. So really I use this website for sort of general virtual assistant type projects, or if there's something really specific that I want done. So for example, just going into my jobs, when I was creating this membership site, the one you're on now, PT Supremacy, I had a few issues with the theme, how I wanted it. So I came in here and I just posted the job, and you can select. I'll show you how I post the job in a sec, but first off I'll just show you how I select which vendors to use. So again, what you'll do is you'll post a job, and then basically people will bid on your project. And I said it was going to be $25. That's how much I was willing to pay, and pretty much everyone has offered to do it for $25. Those offered 100. Mostly 25. Okay, so anyway, the way I sort through them is, number one, if it's a specific project that I'm posting, I will look at the price, see how much they want to do it for. Second thing, it's very similar to Conquer. I want to look at how many hours they've done. So I want someone that's got a good history with Upwork and has done a lot of work with them. And next one, I would look at a high percent job success. So going through here, this guy's got 1,000 hours and 94% job success. So that's really good. If there's someone with, like, under sort of 10 hours, again, I just wouldn't bother hiring them. I wouldn't even look at them. And, if anyone's got less than sort of, say, 90% job success, same again, I wouldn't even look at hiring them. So just coming down. So this one here has only got 63% job success. So I would just give him a thumbs down and he'll disappear. And then that's all I do is I just work through. This one's only got 25. With all the other guys, they got so much more history, I'd give him a thumbs down as well. So I'm looking, 64% job success, he gets a thumbs down. And then what I do is I just shortlist the vendors through price, hours worked, and then job success, and then those three things to combined. And usually I will have a look at the they normally send you a message as well, and I just want someone that's put a little bit of effort into send you in the message, and at least they've read and looked at the job you've posted, rather than just sending out a canned response. They haven't looked at it. So I will look at the message as well, but generally it's price, hours, and percent on job success. So that's Upwork, and I'll just show you quickly how to post a job. Just real simple. Just come over, click on post a job. And then normally I don't, that's if you want to hire someone like a VA on a long-term basis, that's going to be like a long-term contract. If it's just short-term, I normally just do it on short-term. It's just easy, and you can always extend it anyway. And then you just select the category you want to use. Sorry, that's a previous job, so I don't want to do that. Category, and then say I want to hire someone to do something like design. And then you just come over here, subcategory, and then it's like a title. Just, I want to hire a graphic designer to build a logo, and then just a quick description. One-time project, if it's just going to be a one-time project. If it's ongoing, or I normally don't hire on an ongoing. It's just easy if you just go one time, or I'm not sure, and then I'll just let it roll over. And then usually I'll just do one freelancer. And then you can type in anything sort of specific in now. And there's two options. You can either pay by the hour or a fixed price. It just sort of really depends on what you want and what the job's about. If it's just a small one-time job, like fixing this website, I would do it as a fixed price, because I know how long that job's going to go for. If it's like an ongoing type project where they're going to be doing it sort of weekly for a month or 2 months or 3 months, then I'll hire someone by the hour. So if it's a certain job that I want done, I normally hire a fixed price. But if it's sort of ongoing, then it's by the hour. And then you just sort of select how much you're willing to pay them. Usually it's this one here, unless you've got something really sort of technical. You go on these, but nearly always it's always sort of $15 and under. And then again, just the sort of time frames, and this is all kind of self-explanatory. The only thing I'll come down to, it will ask you if you want to pay for the listing. Just select no, you don't need to. There'll be heaps of people that's going to apply for this job anyway, so you don't have to pay to get your job out there. So that's the only other thing to look out for. So that was just sort of general sort of work and anything sort of specific you want done. And then lastly, for the outsourcing, is content writing. So when you're sort of posting, blogs and stuff on Web 2.0 properties, you might want to hire someone to write your articles for you instead of writing them yourself. So the site I use is iWriter. So you can just come in here and just ask a writer to write about any sort of topic you want, and it's very similar to the other sites where, Upwork, where you just say, okay, I want 5 articles written at 500 words each, and then people will go off and write them. So there you just click on get content. You need to add some money into your balance first, and then basically you just say, okay, I want articles, and you just type what you want in here. Anything from sort of over 500 words. Usually I go from 500 to 1,000. And then you got different quality writers. This is your basic. I normally just go either basic or premium. I haven't noticed a big difference between all the different levels. And then the keywords you want to go for, and then you just submit the project. Just one thing you do need to be aware of: anytime that you're getting content written for you by a writer, always run it through Copyscape just to make sure it's 100% unique. So there are some writers out there that don't do the right thing, and they try and scrape other websites for content. So you just want to pick up any duplicate content, anything that they scraped off of other websites, because if you post that onto Web 2.0 and then link that back to your site, that's going to do you no good at all. So always check that the content is 100% unique. So what we do is we come over to Copyscape, and you get a premium account, and I think it's, you can pay, I think it's $10, and it's like 2 cents every time you check it, so that will last you ages. So just get a premium account, and this is the premium one down here. That should log me in. And then all you do is, see, I just put $10 in. I think it's about 2 cents every time I check. So what I would do is, you just copy and paste the content into there, and then click on Search Internet. Okay, want some more words than that, so I might just come over to Wiki quickly, grab something. Just show you how it works. So if you just come over and say if that's been written by an article writer, you just come in here, paste that in there, and then click Search Internet, and it should find that page. So there you go. It's found that it's duplicate content. So if you get anything like this, okay, that means it's been scraped, and you definitely don't want to be using that. So this should come up completely clear. It should say, instead of saying 36 results, it should say 0 or none. Okay, and just really quickly as well, before I do that, I should have showed you something else. When I opened up this text doc earlier, basically, some of the writers on here, as I was saying, they don't always do the right thing. So we just want to. There's a few little hacks that they use to try and sort of get away with duplicate content. So one of the ways, well, this is the way you sort of counter that. So you come over, you open up a text doc. So always do this anytime you're going to check anything in Copyscape, and you're just going to make it plain text. So this is for a Mac. I don't know how you do this for a PC, but for Mac, you just open up a text doc and then come over and click on plain text, and that will take out any sort of formatting. Okay, so that's completely unformatted, and then you would type that in now, and then I'll do exactly the same as I just did. Just copy paste that in now, and then it will tell you if it's unique or not. So I mean, that's pretty much it for the vendors I use. I can get pretty much everything I want done on this site here. Anything sort of specific, I'll go to Upwork, and I'll get my content from my writer. So that's basically it from this video. I'll post a link in underneath this video somewhere of some of the vendors I use, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so I just realised I left one off. The last one was Noone. I only really used this site once, and that's when I'm setting up a new website. So I'll just come over and just check that the profile I want is available. So say for example, my business is, say, bodybuilding. There's a bodybuilding.com, so most of these are going to be gone, so just using that as an example. And what it would do is it will go out there and check all the social profiles to see what's available, and then you can come in and you can set up your own social profile. So basically social profiles is stuff like Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, Foursquare, it's all the big ones, Vimeo, YouTube, and it goes out there and it searches what's available. So you can just click on most popular, and then you click on social networks, and it will check those. It's just going to load up. And if you you can hire these guys at Noone, and they'll build this out for you. So if you've got the money, you might want to hire someone else to do it for you. It's a massive time saver, but I understand that you're just getting started. So if you want a tight budget and cash flow is limited, then you can just come over to our resource section, and I've listed for you, the list of web 2.0s, the list of social bookmarking sites, health sites. So you can just come in here, and you can just come in and set up your own social profiles just to save yourself some money. But if you've got the time, you can do it yourself. If you don't have the time or you don't want to, you can just hire Noone.com and they'll do it for you. So that's the other resource I use, and as I say, it's a one-off thing. Usually when I'm setting up the website, I'll just get someone to do that for me, and yeah, it's just a little bit of a time saver. So it's up to you whether you want to do it yourself or hire them to do it for you. And yeah, you can just come over and then you click on social networks and it will list all the bookmarking, business, community, so forth. But what I've done is in the resource section is, I've listed the ones you really need, because there's going to be a lot of these you just don't need. Alright, so that's it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.